another edition of Barbecue My Way. We are going to do a stuffed pork loin today, and we've come up with a stuffing which we think is going to be awesome. It's got apple, onion, blue cheese, bacon. Can't go wrong with that. So first, we must prepare the canvas. All right, Lizzo's going to show you now how to kind of fillet this pork tenderloin so that it spreads out nicely like a blank canvas for the flavors. So
you want to go about 1/4 of an inch, and then all the way around you want to cut it. So we do that.
It's very important to have an extremely sharp knife for this process, isn't it?
Yes, I sharpen this one. Okay, and then you just kind of peel it back, and then you cut into it. Is my head in your way?
Nope.
Okay, and then you can turn it around if you need to see better.
A lot of people trim that fat off. We decided to leave it on because the pork tenderloin or the pork loin is such a lean cut, and we're going to smoke this. So a lot of that fat will render away, but what doesn't render will actually help keep the loin moist. See, I can't make her laugh because she's in the middle of surgery.
Yes, this is serious stuff here.
We've only got one of these, and if she screws up, we're having
Exactly.
Chinese tonight.
We're having stir fry.
Sweet and sour. Sweet and sour pork's pretty good too, though.
Stuff there.
All right, we'll saute it. Well, anyway, we'll show you how to saute it up here in just a second.
I think that was my fatal flaw right there.
Okay. All right, that's nice and flat. We'll be right back. My camera lady, who shall remain nameless, but who I am married to, forgot to turn on the microphone, so I'm going to voice over this portion. What we're doing is rendering down bacon, and I apologize about the look of that pan on the side. I put the pan in the dishwasher, and it obviously didn't do a good job, and yes, I know I'm not supposed to put a Teflon pan in the dishwasher, but when I'm lazy, sometimes I do it, so whatever. Liz gets mad, but I do. Anyway, the bacon has been rendered down. Now we have all that great bacon grease. That was roughly 3 pieces of bacon. And now we've got the apple and the onion, 1 full apple and maybe a little less than a full onion that we've put in the bacon grease, chopped up. We've sauteed it for really about 3 minutes, and now we're doing some garlic. Don't want to put the garlic in sooner because it'll burn. And then a little salt and a little pepper for seasoning, because nothing is bad with salt and pepper. It just really brings out the flavors of everything. So we've now sauteed that up with salt and pepper, and we're going to add back we're going to add the rosemary. If you're using fresh, it's roughly, I don't know, 2 tablespoons of rosemary. If you're using the dried stuff, it's not near that much, about 1/3 of it, because it's concentrated. But man, it fills the room with a great aroma. And now we're adding the blue cheese. And by the way, I'm not a huge blue cheese fan, but this was awesome. And I ended up adding a little bit more blue cheese to this. It's not overpowering at all. Really, it could have used a little more blue cheese, but it was really good. And now adding back the bacon, we're going to warm that through. Well, not warm it through, just incorporate it into the stuffing. And then we set that aside, let it cool just a little bit, maybe 5 minutes or so. And now we're going to spread it on the canvas, which is the pork. And just let the weight of the pork do the work. If you push it, it's going to push the stuffing out to the side. And you want to have the last 6 inches or so have no stuffing, because by definition it will just kind of push it out. Now we're going to tie it up. You don't want to tie it too tight, because as it cooks it swells. I don't know what I was thinking here with my twine. Evidently I feel like I need to preserve my twine, because that needs to be, there needs to be more twine in there. But I'm surgical, so I pulled it off. And use cotton twine, not the nylon, because then you'll have a polyester pork loin. That ain't cool. Doesn't work, never has worked, never will work. So we tie it up, and then we're going to take it outside, and we're going to put it on indirect heat. But before we do that, we're going to season it. Nothing crazy out here on the outside, because the flavor's from within. So we're doing some salt and pepper on both sides. That's great seasoning. That's what the best steaks do, and a pork loin is kind of the filet mignon of the pork oil. So just a little salt, a little pepper. All right, we've got her all bundled up. We've got the charcoal, indirect heat on one side. I've had a couple pieces of hickory in there to give the smokiness. Fat side up. And we'll put her on. Probably an hour and a half, 2 hours will be done. Get it up to about 160 internal. Man, this is unbelievable. We let it get up to about 152, 153. And when you bring it off the grill, it'll raise another 8 to 10 degrees. So that'll get you up to 160, 162-ish, which is perfect for pork. So we're going to tint it, let it rest for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to carve it, and we are going to eat. If you could smell this, oh my gosh. All right, my camera lady, who I am married to, once again, forgot to turn on the mic, but look at this. We brought it in. It smelled so good. Oh my gosh. We're taking off the twine at this point, and look at the moistness. Look at the juices coming out. The pork loin is by definition a very lean cut of meat. So this indirect process really does a nice job of keeping it moist. And as I cut into this, I'm ready to just like eat right now. Wait till you see this. Look at the middle. Tell me you don't want this. See ya. Thanks for coming by.